Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We're back for another episode of Mikel Arteta's replacements. Yes, episode 3, and we're talking about Graeme Potter, the current Brighton manager, as a possible replacement for Mikel Arteta. Since not just obviously the manager I want out, I also want these pricks out as well. I want the cronkies out as well. But especially if we're going to try and get rid of this manager, because it looks more and more likely that they're going to back Mikel Arteta. Don't know why. I know why. It's cheap. It's cheap at the budgie, right? They are going to try and keep Graeme Potter, not actually Mikel Arteta, sorry, rather than actually sack him and actually get someone who's half decent. But no. Let's see what we're going to do here. Because I bet you if they put anyone half decent, at least get back into the European places. Maybe you're not even having to spend any money on us. But there you go. Well, we move. Anyway, so we're going to go on a bit about Graeme Potter, what he's been up to, his previous history, what he's been currently doing at Brighton, and then sort of looking at the playing style and whether it suits some of our players and whether he would suit the way Arsenal want to go about things. I'm not really bothered how Arsenal go about things as long as we win games. As long as we win games and we pick up form and we go back to start going back towards where we need to be. So, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right. Basically, the lookalike league gunner, Graeme Potter, born in 1975. He used to play as a left back, but now obviously he runs Brighton Hove Albion. So we're just gonna have a look. Let's have a look at his his coaching and managerial. His playing career didn't last that long, didn't it? Oh, it wasn't that good. So his early career, he was first at Östersunds, and Östersunds team won the Svenska Cupen, basically the sort of the FA Cup of their league. And this team guaranteed a place in the second qualifying round of the 2017 and 18 UEFA Europa League. The first time actually Arsenal encountered Graeme Potter was in the Europa League of 2017 and 2018. Will you be doing a watch along for the Chelsea game later? Yes. Do you want to come on? I'm looking for a Chelsea fan to come on if you want to come on. If so, DM me, please, at SFeatley. DM me, my social links in the description below. I'll just put it in the chat as well. I'm going to put the link in the chat as well, so anyone who does want to come on and have their say about Graeme Potter, they can do. Whether you're an Arsenal fan or any sort of fan, I'm just going to also put it in the Discord server. So I've got Arsenal fans there as well. Just gonna quickly put it in the Discord servers because there's fans that follow us that are sorry, just gonna quickly do that and just quickly put the link in there as well. So just gonna put in the general chats. Bingo. Right, I'll do. So right. Anyway, back to where we were. Early career with the support from the Potter graduated from Open University, and that's just his early career. So yeah, Ostersund's, that's what I was on about. Yeah, we first encountered him in the Europa League. Actually, we went to because we played Ostersund's. I believe it was the what game was it, and when was it? 2017-18. What round was it? The quarterfinals, wasn't it? I swear it was no. It was round of 16. Round of 16, wasn't it? Yeah, Ostersund's round of 16. And we were round of 32, sorry. Jesus. I really did get that wrong. Round of 32 that we played them, and in the round of 32, he nearly knocked us out with an Ostersund's team. Like, he nearly knocked us out with an Ostersund's team. Sure, love to come on. Yeah, that's cool. Just DM me and I'll send you a link. Yeah. So yeah, he nearly knocked us out of Europa League back in the round of 32 because we were played and we went 4-2 up in the first leg, I believe. Ostersund, Arsenal. We went 3-0 up, and we were 2-0 down actually at one point, and looking like we could end up drawing a tie and going to extra time and penalties. But luckily, we got the extra goal, which eventually saw us through safely. But he put Wenger that day under some real pressure. And we're talking this, unlike we're talking about Mikel Arteta, we're talking about Arsene Wenger here, right? And my God, I would definitely even then, you can tell that he's got an Ostersund's side that's not as strong, but he's managing to compete with Arsenal, right? With one of the best managers ever to grace the Premier League, right? As much as he's tarnished his own record, you can't deny that of what he has achieved at Arsenal. So, why am I looking at Europa League? Then go back to Graeme Potter. Then he left. He left that. Austin finished domestic season in 5th. He was then appointed newly relegated Championship club Swansea City in 2018 on a 3-year contract. And this, he said at the time of his appointment, this is a Premier League club from the last 7 years, and he wants to get back up there in a way that there is an identity and understanding to what they do on a pitch. That was a very interesting thing for me, the chance to build something. So it sounds like a manager who likes to identify a way of playing things and actually have a solid base to go on, which is something that Arsenal desperately need, because Arteta, you can't tell what he's doing from 1 minute to the next. And he talks in absolute, and now you can tell he's under pressure because he's talking in absolute riddles. And Potter won his first match as Swansea boss 2-1 over Sheffield United. And former his first game at Swansea's Liberty Stadium was a 1-0 win against Portsmouth North End. He reached the quarterfinals of the 2018-19 FA Cup, where they hosted Manchester City. They initially led Premier League champions after 30 minutes, but 3 goals in 20 minutes from Bernardo Silva and an own goal from their own player and a late winner from Sergio Aguero, as usual with late winners, defeated Potter's side. They finished 10th in the league after a strong end that gave him a slight hope. So, yeah. Obviously, then 2019-2020 was his move to Brighton after Brighton saw his potential and took him off Swansea City for about £3 million in compensation to appoint them as their manager on the 20th of May, signing a 4-year contract. Brighton were victorious in Potter's first match, defeating Watford in a 3-0 away win. In what was also his first game in charge in the Premier League side. Potter's first official home game in charge of Brighton came on 17th of August against West Ham, where Leonard Trossard's goal was correctly ruled out by offside, which denied Brighton the lead. However, he went to score a late equaliser shortly after having Hernandez put a goal up. His first defeat came on the 24th of August against South Coast rivals Southampton. But obviously, during this season, he had beaten us 2-1 at their place. He beaten 2-1 also. He got the double on us that season. Which is brilliant. Which is quality for a striker, for someone like him. With for the squad that Brighton have got, to go to the Emirates and also be at home and beat us both 2-1 is quite extraordinary. I think it was Freddie Ljungberg was in charge of the home game, but the other game, Mikel Arteta was in charge, right? Martinelli was on the bench. What a surprise. When he could have made a come on and made a difference, but there you go. Brighton lost 3-1 at home to Chelsea in their opening game of the 2021 season, where Potter had handed Ben White his league debut for Brighton in what happened to also be his Premier League debut. He also started new signing Aaron Lallana. Brighton thrashed Portsmouth 4-0 in the EFL Cup. He's done a 2-1 victory. He's also beaten us 2-1 this season in 2020. Then has he beaten us again? Has he beaten us? No, because we still got to play him at the end of the season, haven't we? Duh. That's funny. I laugh. He beats us the last game of the season, and that ends fucking Mikel Arteta, and he takes the job. That would be quality. Oh, could you imagine the scenes? Oh, but then again, look, like Lee Gunner managing Arsenal. Potter is a good manager, but are you sure you want Lee Gunner as a managing Arsenal? Mate, I'd take myself. I would take myself because I would do it for free. By the way, the link's in the chat if you want to come on. Don't forget, I've got my watch along later for Chelsea versus Arsenal. If you want to come and watch me lose my shit again, as we get pummeled by can you stop about Phil Jones? I'm literally being serious here, and stop saying Arteta in, please. It's not even funny. It's not even funny anymore. Right, Arteta in, it's beyond past of bad. It's beyond past of bad. Right. So he's had 3 jobs. Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. So his managerial statistics. Ostersund's had a 51% ratio win ratio. 249 games and won 127, draw on 60, lost 62. Brighton of Albion, a lot less harder team because they're in the Premier League. You've got to take that in consideration. So he's 82 played, 21 wins, 28 draws, 33 losses, 25.6%. I need to compare this to Mikel Arteta, don't I? Mikel Arteta's. Mikel Arteta. Oh, no, I'm not getting abused. Hang on, Mikel. I don't want that. Go away. All right, Mikel Arteta. His managerial statistics. So he's had a 50% win ratio, 83 games, 42 wins, 18 draws, and 23 losses. He had a better win ratio at Ostersund. He had a poor, not so great ratio at Swansea at 41%. Overall, it's 44.2% win ratio, win percentage, which is not bad compared to some of the teams he's been in, like Swansea, Brighton. Now, people can have a go and say, like, oh, yeah, but he's managing Brighton, right? They're at the bottom of the league. They're 16th, 17th. But if you watch Brighton play, you can tell they are one quality striker away from jumping us. Simple as that, right? Potter doesn't need a transfer kitty to get the best out of his squad. This is what I'm talking about, right? These Arteta fans are not realizing the problem. Arteta can't get the best out of his squad, right? They can't get the best out of his squad, right? So, and he knows he's got a limited budget, right? So look, he will limited budget at Brighton. So he knows how to work with a limited budget and get the most out of his squad. Add a fourth manager near Espirito Santo. I could do. I don't know whether I should include Nagelsmann or Hasenhüttl. Arsenal have a lot of dead ballers. Not really. We've got a squad that's better than 10th. We've got a squad that's way better than 10th. You're telling me Pepe's dead. You're telling me, yeah, well, I'm sorry, Welbeck does not compare to Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Martinelli, Saka, Smith-Rowe. I'm sorry, they don't. Partey, Gabriel, Leno. Right, these players are European squad players. Right, they'll make a European squad. Either in your Champions League or Europa League. Easy. So I'm sorry, right? You're completely wrong on that one. Big up, Charlie, in the chat. How are you? Big up yourself. Yes, I said sure. You have to come on. No worries. That's not even funny. How are you, Mike? Honestly, I would do quite well at Arsenal. I would have them playing good football. You have to factor in the players that Potter is managing. For Brighton to be hovering around Arsenal, Arteta should be ashamed. Yeah, I mean, look at the table. Look at what. Hang on, let me have a look at the table. Premier League table. As it stands at the minute. Yeah, Brighton are 17th with 37 points. They are, check this. They are 5 game wins away. They are 5 wins away from us. 5. They are 15 points behind us, right? Whilst as we are 28 points away from the fucking top. To be fair, with 15 points away from 17th, right? And 15 points behind Brighton is fucking embarrassing. It is embarrassing. This is what I am saying. Every person on this planet can work out this manager is not any good. Anyone that still backs this manager further, I'm sorry, you're delusional. You are beyond delusional, right? This is worse than Wenger and Terry Neal. I've never even seen their eras, but Terry Neal, Donnell, right? Wenger, Emery, it's all of them put together. It's worse than that. It's worse. Arsenal have brilliant players that they should be doing way better. Absolutely. I can't agree more. Pepe is average and Leno is not even a top 10 keeper. Right. Yeah, well, no, not really, because there's enough games that Leno has saved our arse, actually. And I'm fed up of calling people calling Pepe average, right? Because when he plays him correctly and he's played to his strengths, you see the best out of Pepe, right? When he's been able to get a good amount of games under him, right, get a run of games under him, you see him pick up form, right? Bending one in top bins like he did against who did he do it against? Against West Brom, right? And then what does he do? Drop him, and then he's got to get his confidence all the way back up again, right? I'm sorry, I'm fed up with people calling Pepe average because he's been misused by this manager. Potter would get Arsenal players put it in the grit to go with the flair. Yeah, absolutely. On the Potter, Brighton stood toe-to-toe with United and lost out to a scrappy extra time header by Maguire. Potter will ensure underperforming Oba or Laka don't get easy starts.
Okay.
All right, cool. I'll just study in a minute, just get through some of these comments. Liverpool having a worst season in years and have to play 90% of the season with no senior centre-backs and are still above us. Yeah, bring back Saliba, Mavropanos and Potter will build a centre-back partnership that can rival no. I won't go that far. I'm going to bring someone who is still Arteta in at this stage, Nitish, from Beyond the Post. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not taking Graeme Potter. No way.
You're not taking Mr. Lee Gunner himself?
Nope. Both the league runners should be nowhere near Arsenal.
Why?
With respect to Graeme Potter, the last 2 seasons, I get it. You are saying that, okay, he can produce some results. Even Arteta has produced some results. So let's not go on the one-off result basis. The thing is that with respect to his overall play and what he has done so far for Brighton, last 2 seasons, I mean this and last, he has been battling relegation for both the seasons. Now you are saying that he's a good manager with a very average squad. If he's a good manager with an average squad, he should be getting the best out of his players and getting maybe at least towards the top 10. I'm not saying top 6, top 4, anything like that, but I'm saying at least you should not be battling relegation or near to relegation each season. You shouldn't be 17th or 18th in the last two, not 18th, but 17th or 16th in the last 2 seasons. If you're a good manager with an average squad, if you were doing something spectacular that would catch everyone's attention, even though your squad wasn't that great, that makes you a very good manager and you're ready to take a bigger job, like David Moyes was doing, like some of the other guys were doing back in the day. David Moyes, best example at Everton. He didn't have a very great squad, but he was still challenging and he even got them Europe for one season. Which other manager that comes to mind in recent times? At times, even Tony Pulis managed to get into with a very average squad. He managed to come towards the upper half of the table. He wasn't always battling relegation. Another manager, maybe Sam Allardyce, used to be good back in the day. I'm not talking about now. He never had a great squad, but he used to do something better with them, and that is why everyone expected him to save West Brom this season. These guys used to be very good managers with very poor squads. And at least David Moyes eventually, when he did something with Everton, he eventually got back to an extent as well. Potter has done nothing. His squad is also bad. I'm not denying it, but he has done nothing great.
His squad's championship level. He's never really had the investment.
No, his best player is obviously Lamptey, who came from Chelsea this season. I think that is his best player, but he has some good other players as well. Like Lewis Dunk is a good player. Mope can be a good player, but I don't know. He's not fired this season. Last season he was looking better, but the thing is,
That's the problem.
He's not but the main problem is, if you are saying that Aubameyang is not firing because of Arteta, then you should also say Mope is not firing because of Graeme Potter. You should also say that if we have a very good, we have a good team that should be finishing in the top 6, he has a team that shouldn't be finishing in the relegation zone if he's a very good manager.
No. You're overrating Brighton's squad.
No, then you are overrating the manager as well. If I am overrating the squad,
I'm not overrating the manager at all.
No, last season, I get it. If he finished last season towards the relegation zone, he would have made certain changes, or he would have at least signed some young players who could have made an impact. That is how, when a manager does not get money, he either brings in some youth players, or he brings in very cheap signings. I'm not saying bring in big names, but at least get in some players that will make an impact for your team. And if season 1 you are fighting for relegation, or you are just above the relegation zone, season 2 you should be at least making some progress. You want progress at Arsenal, but you're talking about a manager who hasn't even made progress.
Yes, I'm talking about a manager as a progress, because absolutely we've got a manager who doesn't make any progress whatsoever. We've given him how long? Right, 18 months. We've given there's been no sort of progress. There's been regression, not progression. I'm just looking at some of these games, right? Their problem is they don't finish chances. Most of these games, they've had the most chances. They don't finish them. Simple as that. So, I mean,
that is the same problem that Arsenal has.
Yeah, but unfortunately, unlike Brighton, that have got 1 or 2 strikers, we got about 3 or 4. We even got a left winger that could play as a striker. But for most of the season, what did he do? Relying on Aubameyang. But then we all just go and blame Aubameyang. It gets to a point where you stop blaming the player, because unfortunately you can blame the player to a point, but then when he keeps being played every week, well, I'm sorry, you then got to start looking at the manager, because if you're seeing he's not doing it every week, you bloody play someone else, right? Play Balogun, play Nketiah, play Lacazette, play Martinelli. Any one of them, they would do a job. They would score goals. Martinelli was scoring goals for fun before he dropped him after winning Player of the Month. We never saw him again before the pandemic. So
no, he got injured after that. So few weeks later, he got injured. So that was also why he couldn't come into the team.
But there was a month before the pandemic hit. Yet he was perfectly fit. We never saw him. Never saw him. Why? He won Player of the Month.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say. No, I think at that point of time, Arteta had just come in. It was, I think, he won that under Emery.
No, he'd been in for. It was in January. He'd been in there for about 2 months.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, no, there must be some reason. I don't exactly know what was the reason that he was not played at that point of time. Maybe it was something tactical, as he has this thing that he's very systematic and tactical. It's not an agenda. Martinelli has been playing this season as well. But eventually, again, 1 second. Yeah, what I was trying to say is that with respect to Martinelli, it is that Martinelli, when he played against even Villarreal, he got 30 minutes. And there was no real impact at that point.
He should be starting.
It doesn't matter if the player is so good, as per what the fan base just cannot stop talking about him, and that he should be playing every game. He got his 30 minutes. He couldn't make an
No.
impact in those 30 minutes. That is what I'm
That
trying
was
to
our
say.
most important game of the season. He should have been starting.
Even if he's not started, he's gotten 30 minutes to make an impact. It's not as if we were losing that game, but we had to score one goal, and even he could not make an impact. So the fan base needs to calm down a bit about how they rate Martinelli. I'm not saying he's overrated. He's a very good player, but the thing is, when he needed to perform in that 30-minute period that he was given as a substitute as well, his impact on the pitch was also negligible. I'm saying in terms of that,
Oh
if
my
even he had
God.
stepped up at that point of time, we could have won that game.
Draw was negligible. Him playing a new frigging formation to start with.
That
I mean,
happened
I
because
don't get
Granit
it.
Xhaka got injured in training just
No,
before the game.
no. It's beyond that. It's beyond
No,
that.
it was just improvisation because
No.
Tierney wasn't supposed to start that game. He was on the bench. Granit Xhaka was starting at left back. That was the original plan. And just before training, Granit Xhaka picked up that knock, or he got I think it was a knee injury that he picked up.
Put
And
Saka at left back then.
Saka, why would he play Saka at left back when he's your main creative
Let me
outlet?
think. What happened at West Brom? He tore them
It's
apart.
West Brom. It's West Brom. They're not even as good as Villarreal. They're not even as good as Villarreal. Emery's Villarreal is better than West Brom.
No. Saka, whenever he plays the left back, he's teared it up. Teared it. He can play left back, he can play right wing, he can play left wing.
So he was already playing forward. See, it has happened before in games as well. When you play Saka at left back, his creative inputs have sometimes dropped. With West Brom, you're talking about a club that has no clue how to defend. That is why he got a lot of free space and a lot of free movement across the wings. And the thing is, with respect to Villarreal, you want your most creative player to be in as many advanced positions
you want to
as
play
possible.
Granit Xhaka as a left back, do you?
Granit Xhaka controlled the entire game against Newcastle, Slavia Prague. Not that much against Slavia Prague, but he was good. He was good. The only reason Arsenal fans are slating him is because he went into that Richarlison move where he went in early and premeditated, and he missed the ball. And that Richarlison put in a silly cross, which Leno should have easily caught. But unfortunately,
he does that every time. Every time. He doesn't think. He doesn't think. He doesn't think, why if that fucks up, right? He doesn't think, I've got to cover this, right? He just sits there and doesn't think. And when he makes the mistake, like say with what is it? Who is it? In that show, or I think it was against Leicester. I can't remember. No, Tielemans against Leicester made that mistake, and what does he do? I'm gonna run alongside you. I'm not even gonna take you out and get a booking because I don't give a fuck about this club. I'm just gonna run alongside you and let you score.
That was early in the game. We don't wake up early.
But you
eventually.
take the yellow card. If you've got someone with fight, passion, desire, which is what Graeme Potter would instill in these players, right? You take them out.
They're not even going to respect Graeme Potter in the first place. The second thing is, first of all, that was a good finish with respect to the Leicester goal that you're talking about. He may have expected that he'll probably block him, but he did not because he's slow. The other thing is that I'm trying to say is that it is as bad. It could have.
You say slow, but he was keeping up with him.
No, he's not quick enough to put a tackle there, because if he mistimes it, he can probably get a yellow card there. I agree with you that he can probably take. No, but it was like in the 5th minute or so, if I'm not wrong. Sorry? It was quite early in a game. That puts him under a lot more pressure for the rest of the game.
I'm sorry, Natish, you've got to do that. I'm sorry. Why do I go 1-0 down? I'd rather a player, especially since the fact we can't bloody score goals, take the bloody foul.
We won that game, if you remember.
I know, but at that point in time, we have been struggling left, right, and centre. So just take the frigging foul. Take the booking. You've made the mistake.
See, that is what I'm trying to say. It was a mistake by not just him. It was between him and Pablo Mari. Both were equally culpable for that. But the thing was, again, he tried to stay with him, and it was a very good finish. He must have probably not expected him to finish. That is his mistake again. But the thing is, if your defender gets booked that early,
he doesn't think what's going to happen.
If your defender does get booked that early as well, that is also a problem. I'm not saying he couldn't have done that, but him getting booked that early is also a problem for the rest of his game.
So we've got to sit here and wait. We're going to wait here until 30 minutes. Then we're going to start tackling people.
No, the thing is, he has some mistakes in him, but overall his other qualities are the reason. Yes, he has a few mistakes in him each season.
A few. We're talking about the most mistakes in the Premier League since he turned up.
No, again, that is what I'm saying. That mistake was not just down to him. It was down to him and Pablo Mari both. And the other thing that I'm adding is that was a very good finish. He would have probably not expected him to score from that angle. But anyways, he did. But what happened is after that, we fought back and we recovered and we won that game.
Good. So I'm not worried about that game. I'm more worried about Graeme Potter because like
you seriously think that if Graeme Potter comes in, he's going to get rid of Granit Xhaka? Definitely not. Any manager that comes to Arsenal like Wenger, Emery knows that Arsenal don't replace too many players in one go. They don't get 4 or 5 new players or 6 or 7 new players just to replace all the old ones. They will never do that. They will never get 5 or 6 midfielders in one window.
Xhaka wouldn't like sitting on the bench, so he would have to get rid of him and replace him with someone else.
Unless
I would get if he came in, right? And because he's been at Brighton, he goes and takes Basuma off them, right, and gets rid of Xhaka. Perfect.
Before he gets rid of Xhaka, he'll have to buy a replacement for Odegaard and Ceballos. He'll have to buy a replacement for maybe say El Neni. He will have to buy centre backs. He may have to buy a new goalkeeper. He may have to buy a backup striker. So Granit Xhaka will anyways not be going anywhere unless he wants to leave.
Well, no, he won't be able to go anywhere at all.
No, that is what I'm saying. He's not going to go anywhere.
No, he won't be able to go anywhere at all. Do you know why he won't be able to go anywhere at all? Right?
Yeah.
Because if we were having to buy all these players, right, we ain't gonna have any money to try and get any money back and buy them, right? And we're not gonna buy on these players anyway, because we're not gonna have the money anyway.
No, we will have enough money this time. That is not a problem.
No, we're not. I can guarantee it. I can put my house on it. I can put this new laptop on it. Trust me.
No, we'll have enough money this time.
Yeah, I know, but every time we make a sale, do you know that Stan always tries to keep back half of it for himself or keep it for the reserves, just in case the insurance policy is needed.
No, but the thing is, this time he has to do it more as a PR thing, and the other thing is,
he's never done it as a PR thing. He could have done it as a PR thing, freaking when he's that thing.
Let me just finish. The second thing is not being in Europe costs Arsenal, like in the Europa League, costs Arsenal another 25 million. So to ensure that he keeps getting that 25 million, that he will have to be putting in some money, so that at least we ensure that we are finishing in the Europa League, if not above that, in the upcoming seasons. So for that purpose, not just for the PR,
what we could do, get rid of the manager, because that manager, because any other manager will get that squad in Europa League.
No, Graeme Potter won't.
Any other manager would. I could do it.
Who could do it?
Any one of us can. Why is it every other fan can point this out to Arteta, but he can't work it out himself? Every fan on the planet could put it out. You don't. I mean, honestly, any fan out there right now could get that squad and put it in the Europa League. Right? It's not that bad.
Most of these fans couldn't manage a school level team. Forget about managing Arsenal.
Yeah, they can just talk about it. Neither can Mikel Arteta.
Just give it time, you'll see. You'll see the light.
No, I can give it as much time as I bloody well want. It ain't gonna work.
Let's see what happens.
Right, I can have this smug face already because it ain't gonna work.
See, the thing is, he could have easily gone back to a 3-4-3 and started playing that kind of pragmatic, defensive, negative football. But he will not. He will not. I'll tell you the reason why.
Then that's his downfall then.
No, that doesn't matter, because he has not come here. He has not come here to play that style of football. The reason he has been brought in is because he will be playing attacking, progressive football.
For the betterment of his own career, he's going to try and implement a system that we ain't got the players for.
So that is why the system has been found that it is now going to be a 4-2-3-1, not a 4-3-3. And in this summer window, the sales will come in, the buys will come in, and that is where those players which you're saying we don't have the players to play that system will be coming in.
any money. We're not having any money. That's the end of it.
We'll see. Even if we sell our players, even if we sell our deadwood, I mentioned it to you yesterday.
But we're not
Look at
going
the
to
number of
sell them
players.
to the amount of money we need to be able to go buy, right, the likes of Bissouma, right, and that, because they're going to cost even
He's around
more than
40
what we've
million.
got right now. You really
Bissouma's
think we're
around
going to
40
sell them for
million.
the same amount that we got?
No, Bissouma is around 40 million, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, and you really think you're going to sell Xhaka for 40 million?
We're not selling
No.
Xhaka. No, you may have to see.
But when all right, you say we're not selling Xhaka. Okay, we'll say someone worse. Ceballos, El Neni. You think we're selling? No, well, not Ceballos, El Neni. You think we're selling him for 40 million? I wouldn't take 2p.
We could sell Willock for around 35.
What?
Yeah, that is the asking price.
What do you want to do, Rob? Do you want to rob him? Do you want to rob Mikey of his keys, his phone, his wallet at the same time?
He's a homegrown player. I think Arsenal has quoted around 35 million. Arsenal has asked Newcastle for around 30 to 35 million. Arsenal has asked him.
No, but Arsenal is dead. That Arsenal is dead. We're not a big club.
It's not about being It's not about being a big club. He's 24. He's a homegrown player. He's an English player. He is worth 35 million at least, 30 to 35 million.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to bring Relentless into the stream. How are you?
Yeah, man. I'm all right, man. How's everybody doing, man?
I'm good. We're just having this debate about Graeme Potter, and I'm sorry. You could put a striker in, but if you put, I'm quite actually thinking that Graeme Potter wouldn't go because he likes the project of Brighton. And he knows Brighton will probably give him a more quality striker than Arsenal will. And if he does,
what project?
If you took like what project? I'll tell you what this project. He puts like in that squad, or any striker in that squad that can score goals, right? Poof, they'll overtake us next season. Guarantee it. Especially if we got this plank of wood in charge. It's like talking to the wall.
I think Graeme Potter would be like a good stopgap until we find like our proper manager. If you know what I'm trying to say, like
we need someone to get us in the European spots to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he plays good football as well. Like, and he's also good with young players. So I mean, it's not a bad fit. But like as a full-time manager, I don't know about that. But I don't know if he's at that level yet. But maybe as a transition manager to kind of build a foundation for like another proper manager to come in, like Allegri or something like that. Just have him for maybe half a season or maybe a full season. You know, see what he does, then maybe move on to like another manager because. I do think he is a good man. I do think he is bad. I do think he is better than Arteta, but I don't know if he's guy that's gonna get us in the Champions League. You understand what I'm trying to say?
It's not gonna get us in Champions League. We just need someone to get back us into Europe because we're no longer in Europe at all.
Yeah.
He's not going to get us in Europe anyways. Graeme Potter won't.
Yeah,
and what's the point? What's the point of getting a new manager in for a season? He won't be even settled in our team. Like he won't be even settled well at the club by the time the season is over. It may barely take him. It will take him at least few months.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Can I just ask? How long has Arteta got?
2 more seasons after this in his contract.
2 more seasons after this. Oh, that's 2 more years without any European football. So that makes us go past no Champions League football for 3. No Champions League in 3 years. Oh, my prediction was right. Time to call Aaron on and try and get her on the channel now. That's my prediction, right? Because we have got more chance of me swimming from this country to America than us qualifying for Europe with Arteta.
You mean Europa League
by December?
But Stephen, we already know this.
He'll be gone by Christmas.
Yeah, but Stephen, every single Arsenal fan, who was sitting there talking about Arteta in, Arteta this, trust the process. This is it, man. This is what the process
fans
is.
Now
you understand? So for me, for me, over these past couple of days, it just is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? Nothing's really gonna change. You know what I mean? Unless he steps down himself. Yeah, he's not getting sacked anytime soon. You understand what I'm saying? So unless he steps down himself and says, you know what, I can't do it anymore.
I'm just
We're
gonna.
Like we're not making Europe this season, bro. We're done. Next season is gonna be
relentless. This club's dead.
Yeah.
This club's dead.
Bro, it's
dead.
finished. But did you see my tweet? That I tweeted out
About
a
what?
couple of nights ago, and I was basically saying that Arsenal fans don't really care about Arteta. I mean not Arteta. KSC out because the first the first protest had 1,000 people.
Yeah,
The last protest,
I saw that. I saw that.
It's like if you really want this guy out, why are you only turning up one day and then the next day it's only 100 people, bro?
15 votes, and this has got a lot of people's attention. 15 votes. Granit Xhaka, keep or sell?
Sell him, bro.
87%. Should Arteta be sacked? Out of 8 votes, 63%. I thought I was expecting a far more than that, but 63% now are saying that he should be sacked right now. That's about Man United. And you can all go and vote on these guys. It's on a community page. Go and find it. Obviously, oh, look. I like that one. Who's the greatest F1 driver ever? 75%. Lewis Hamilton. Love it. Love it. All right. Listen to all the haters. And I know some on YouTube. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, keep or sell? Ooh. Someone say yes to that. So I'm basically 73% say yes to selling.
Yeah, I would sell them, bro. I'll get them out of here.
So that's a fair few people already. So now, if we sold Aubameyang for about we're not going to get 80 million for it, about 50 million, something like that, because he's aging. Then we could got a chance. But everyone, there are more polls that will be coming out on the page to keep your eyes peeled for this. Keep your eyes peeled. We got Mike, and yeah, we got Mike, man. How are you, mate?
First of all, I was one of the ones voted for Lewis Hamilton, greatest F1 driver of all time. So you can thank me.
You know, it makes sense.
Yes. No, trust the process. I'm joking. In terms of,
there's only one process I believe in, and that's called Hamilton in 8 titles.
That's happening. That's happening. But anyway, I don't think Graeme Potter's the right man. But who is at the moment? I mean, I don't even know anymore in terms of Arsenal. I mean, it's so hard.
Well, let's just say it's going to make it look more truthful when I lose my shit tonight over the watch along. I'm going to lose my absolute shit over it. I'm going to go absolutely nuts.
That's going
to be. I'm going to have a Chelsea fan there just loving life.
I'm going to be loving life. I'm going to be loving life. This game's irrelevant.
No, but the thing is, no matter how bad your current manager is, you don't appoint someone who has no idea what he'll do at a club like Arsenal. You still don't do it.
Oh my God! Hang on!
A manager right now who doesn't.
Whoa, the hypocrisy's just gone off the scale here. Right, what did we do? What did we do? Employee manager's got no idea what he's doing about a football club.
You guys don't even see the tactics, the formation that we are playing, and you're telling me that I don't know that the manager doesn't know anything about football. Seriously, that hypocrisy just hit the roof. Tell me what are Graeme Potter's tactics. Tell me what are Graeme Potter's tactics. No, I'm asking you. Tell me what are Graeme Potter's tactics. What tactics does Graeme Potter play?
What I'm trying to say is that you've just said, right? Why would we bring in a manager that's got no clue about how managing a big club like Arsenal? Well, what did we just do with Mikel Arteta? Hire a manager that's not even been able to manage a football club, let alone a big football club, club.
Tell me the tactics that Graeme Potter plays that you want at Arsenal.
Okay.
Let's stop this silly talk. Yeah, let's just be serious.
It's not silly talk. You tell me the tactics that Graeme Potter plays. No, you want to suck up to Graeme Potter, a manager who's been battling relegation for the last 2 seasons. You have no idea what kind of football he plays.
Look at his team.
Arteta's not doing much better than Arteta.
Tell me the style of football that he has.
Better than Arteta.
What's better than Arteta? What style? Tell me about it.
Hang on, here we go. Potter has been recognised for his progressive and unconventional coaching methods. At Odyssey, he encourages players and staff to engage.
He's basically Eddie Howe, basically. He's Eddie Howe.
Community activities such as performative.
He's nowhere close to Eddie Howe.
Well,
He plays with 5 at the back. He plays with 5 at the back.
Let me finish before I put you all on mute, right? Potter describes his teams as tactically flexible, attacking and possession-based. In Austin, he played a 3-5-2 formation with controlled on ball possession. He commented on Henrik Larsson commented on Potter's pattern of play, stating that he played all kinds of systems, starting off at a match one way, and then halfway through, they started to play a different system, and then ended up with a third system. And all the players knew exactly what they were doing, which is something that Arteta doesn't seem to instill in the staff. So it's not just he plays one just style of football; he plays a multiple style of football, depending on situations in a game. So if we need to see a game out, we'll play one way of football. If we need to counter attack and hold back and play a low block, we'll play another way of football. But what he does is he makes sure the players understand when these instructions go out, they know exactly what they're doing and what they need to do, right?
Yeah, and they battle relegation every season. That's great.
No.
You're missing the point.
Hang on. I've just explained to you. He told me that they had no idea about. He had no managerial style.
No, you read out a statement about what Potter does. What is his playing style? Actual playing style. Tell me about it. That you wanted Arsenal. What do you want Graeme Potter to bring to Arsenal?
It's created a lot more chance than Arteta's ever done.
It's just let me tell you something. You can't sit there and say, "Oh yeah, he's not a good manager because his team's battling relegation." You can't just say that. There's been managers who've
Sean
actually
Dyche. You're telling me
been
Sean Dyche is a bad manager?
Oh that's a great shout. I'll take Sean Dyche. Yeah,
You're telling me
No, maybe not at Arsenal, but Sean Dyche isn't a terrible manager. You get what I'm trying to say? Eddie Howe was not a terrible manager. You cannot just say, "Oh yeah, he's a relegation." No, you
compared Graeme Potter to an Eddie Howe, and you're telling me about football. They both have no similarity in their playing style. Eddie Howe plays.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Mikel Arteta
Did you not watch
any of these managers in the league? Chris
Eddie
Wilder's
Howe,
not a bad manager.
Bro, Nitish, do you not know anything about Eddie Howe? Eddie Howe is known for playing decent football. He can play football, bro. Do you not remember what he was doing at Bournemouth?
3-0 when we went 3-0
Bournemouth
down.
are literally the same thing as Brighton. Brighton, yes, they play on the back foot, but if you give them time on the ball, did you not see the goals they scored against Tottenham? The goals they scored
against us.
What other team did they beat? Bro, they can actually play football. They have decent players. They have Basuma, Lamptey, Trossard, Trossard, another one, very dangerous player. They can actually play good football. I've seen them play good football before, even against us. Even against us at the Emirates, they're playing good football. They have the ability to play good football, and that's what Graeme Potter. That's what people talk about Graeme Potter. They say, you know what, that's one of his advantages. Like, he knows how to play good football, even with a shit team. They play better football than us at times. You know what I mean? You can't just sit there and say, "Oh yeah, Arsenal's some big club. Oh yeah, we shouldn't be looking at, relegation managers." You can't just be saying all that stuff, bro, because it's incorrect. So there's a lot of managers.
Arsenal playing like relegation team. They can't attract the big managers at the moment. That's a simple reality.
Every person on this planet says Graeme Potter is a decent manager.
And that's everyone in the league, play better football than us. And look at where they are.
I've never heard a bad word spoken against them. This is also a guy who went to the Emirates with Ostersons, right? He played us at Ostersons. He played Wenger, the Wenger that we all wanted out, by the way. And don't forget, Mikel Arteta 10 times worse, right? But we make a Wenger who kept us in Europe for so long. And yes, we were 3-1 up, but we were 3-0, I think 3-0 up, something like that. I don't know. But we nearly got knocked out because they beat us 2-1. I think I remember the result, actually. The result was let me go back to it.
And this is a guy who's managed in different countries as well. He was at Sweden. I think Utterston is in Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Utterston. The
So he's also
2017.
know different cultures as well.
Hang on. He trying to get through it. Third qualifying. Get out of here. I want to go for the groups. This is how bad it is. He's got so many teams. We won 3-0. Then he came to us and went 2-0 up, and it looked like we were going to play an extra time the way we were going, right? But luckily, he managed to bring it back, and luckily Wenger managed to get himself out of jail and get a goal, right? And we ended up winning 4-2. But he came to the Emirates with Östersunds, right? And beat us 2-1, right? He then went to the Emirates with Brighton. Yes, it was on the Lundberg, beat us 2-1. He then went to the Amex Stadium, where we played with Arteta, beat us 2-1. Right? The guy doesn't have any bad word against anyone because he's actually been a very, very good manager. Right? He's just never been able to prove it at the top level.
Yeah, and so then you want this manager who has not been able to prove himself at the top level at Arsenal now, and you are saying you want Arteta out, and you want a manager again who's not been able to prove himself at the top level. Secondly, relentless here talking about him playing similar to Eddie Howe. There is absolutely no similarity. Eddie Howe plays 4 at the back. This guy plays a 3-4-3 ideally with 3 defenders at the back.
What?
And the other thing is,
no. Natis.
Let me finish.
He plays a different formation.
Let him finish, please.
His main formation is a 3-4-3, and he plays to his single striker mainly. That is targeting the likes of Mope, who's the Neil Mope either used to be his target man with the other player coming in as an invert forward or creating chances to feed Mope. That is what Graeme Potter does. And the other thing is, like you guys have been saying, that he is one striker away, or his main striker has not been in form this season. I can say the same thing about Arteta. Aubameyang, if he was in form, we would have probably competed for Europe again. We would have been in the Europa League. One last thing. Stop this nonsensical trend that is going around that if Arteta was not here at Arsenal, or because of him this season, I get it. This season we are out of Europe. But if he was not here last season, because we had anyways not finished in the top 8, we would have not been in Europe last season itself. So it would have been 25 years since we played in Europe last season, if not for that FA Cup win. So this thing that you're saying that, okay, 26th year that we are not in the Europa League or now in Europe, that would have happened last season itself. But it's not happened because we have managed to win that FA Cup.
Okay.
And Emery gets a lot of that blame.
Okay, can I ask a question? One of which is that, by the way, Arteta was in more games in charge during that season than Emery, but you can make your mind up on that one. 2 is, before Arteta came in, and we're all going on about the fact Graeme Potter has never proven it at the top level, right? Which I just mentioned, and I'm quite happy to admit that. But when did Arteta prove himself as a manager?
We'll talk about it when Graeme Potter wins a title or a trophy.
Whoa! I'm talking about before he came into a job, the big job at Arsenal, right? Whereas we're asking Graeme Potter to make the step up into a big club like Arsenal, right? Yeah, it's not a big club; it's a mediocre club at the minute. But either way, we call it a big club. So you're going to set and handle all the expectation and the pressure, and it's a different environment because you expect it to perform, everything like that. So if we're asking Graeme Potter, where have you proved it at the top level? Why aren't we asking the same thing about Arteta before he got the job? Because Arteta never proved himself as even a manager before he turned up at Arsenal. So why are we having different energy for the same person?
Because the answer is simple. You are saying that Graeme Potter will be better than Arteta when you have no idea whether he will actually be better or not. You are just throwing random names around because you don't like Arteta. Simple.
But the thing is, you didn't have opinions on Arteta.
I can see he plays better football by a mile. And how difficult has it been to beat Brighton? How difficult has it been to beat Brighton? We beat out of 2 times what?
Yeah, Stephen, after you're done, I just want to say something after you're done, yeah.
The 2 times we played them, we've beat them once, and lost the other one in very embarrassing style. And again, don't forget Martinelli was on the bench for that one as well. All right. But the fact of the matter is that, like I just said, before Arteta became a manager and came into the Arsenal job, where was his credentials as even a manager or any such thing as that he could possibly prove it at the top level? We didn't know anything about Mikel Arteta. We never knew what football he played. We didn't know what style of play he did. We didn't know anything because let me think, oh yeah, he'd never managed a football club. We just thought, oh, he's the second coming of Pep. Brilliant. Yeah. I'm going to jump off the roof.
And Potter's been in charge of 3 teams, and in every single one of those teams, he's had the credentials.
That makes him better already
because he's got experience. No, it could be with Accrington Stanley or Barcelona. He's got experience. You know what style of football you're going to get with him, and I don't see why people are saying, "Oh, why are we linked to Graeme Potter? We don't know what he's going to offer." You know, he's with Brighton. Arteta wasn't even in. He was literally Pep's lapdog.
This is what we're saying.
So we know the style of football we'll be getting with Graeme Potter. What is that exactly?
Everything that we said, conservative football.
What was the style of Arteta? Right. What was the style of football of Arteta before we got him? Ask me.
The thing was
exactly. There you go.
There you go.
You're not even letting me answer.
No, I'm asking you before.
Bye.
Okay.
That's the way to win an argument. I mean,
yeah, but the only reason why a lot of people are Arteta in is because this is the truth. It's because he works with Pep Guardiola. That's it.
Steven, can you hear me? No.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope we can get back.
How is everybody doing?
Well, it's not how exactly I wanted to end that, but yeah.
Yeah, can I just say a few things about Graeme Potter? You know, I was born in Sweden, so I know quite a lot about Graeme Potter. The team he took over, which is Östersund, they were in the 2nd division in Sweden, and he took them from the 2nd division in Sweden up to the 1st division, out to Europe, and he managed to beat a lot of teams, much better teams in Europe, by playing the way he believes his teams should play. And this is it was against the German side, it was against a Spanish side, and it was against Arsenal. He managed to win against Arsenal at the Emirates. And I can tell you this, since he left Östersund, they are now a bottom team again. So this wasn't like a big team. This would be like taking, let's say, Brentford now from Championship up to Premier League and then out to Europa League. That's the achievement, just so you get some kind of understanding of what he did. And Graeme Potter, no matter where he is, he always tried to play possession-based football with a lot of movements. That's his style of play. He's not going to change it coming to Arsenal. Instead, he's probably going to play it even better, because it would probably be the first time he will have a team that actually have some decent players. I mean, let's be honest. That Brighton team is a dead team. You maybe have 2 or 3 quality players. The rest are very, very mediocre players. Very mediocre players. And if you look at how he played at Östersund, you look at how he played at Swansea, and you now look at how he's playing at Brighton, and bear in mind how Brighton was playing football before, there is no doubt that he's a good manager and he's also a good coach. My only warning or worry with Graeme Potter is he's never managed a team where the expectation is to win.
Mm-hmm.
So That's my only worry. But at some time, you have to take that stage, going from a club that doesn't win to go to a club that does win, if you want to be a great manager. I mean, we saw Brendan Rodgers did it from when he went from Swansea to Liverpool, and even when he went from Liverpool to Celtic, you know, he had to take that stage. Nobody knew before if he was going to become a top manager and not. And nobody's looking at Brendan Rodgers now as a bad manager, was a manager who doesn't have experience. I mean, I would have understand more if we went for Graeme Potter than Arteta, because at least Graeme Potter has credentials. He has experience. He knows how to build up squad. He knows how to get everybody in that team to play the way he wants to play, and he do it successfully. So that would make much more sense than to employ a manager you haven't even seen him manage under 23s. And that's the issue that I have with the employment of Arteta. Nobody knew. He himself could not tell you what his style of play is. He could tell you that he has a vision. This is the way I want to play, but nobody know if it works in the real time. And I think that's why we see him change style of play, change formation, change so much, because he's not had the opportunity to find his way. I mean, you go from your womb, then you start to sit up, then you start to crawl, and then you start to walk. You don't go from the womb and start walking directly. It doesn't work like that. And that's why he's failing, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I keep on saying the same thing. Listen, you wouldn't let somebody who hasn't been to school gave you heart surgery, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wouldn't let someone you wouldn't let somebody babysit your kid who's just like any random guy babysit your kid. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I have a broken pipe in my house, I'm not just gonna call up somebody who's never been to trade school. You know what I mean? Just let them freestyle it. Hopefully you can get it. That's what this whole Arteta thing is, bro. It's just freestyling. You know what? Because he worked with Pep. Because he worked with Pep, but let's see what happens. That's all it is. But they don't.
Samsung wouldn't employ a CEO from an assistant manager. They're gonna employ another CEO. You can't go from being an assistant and then go to be the main guy, and you've never done it before. Surely you have to start managing small groups first. That's why there is under 23s. And then we can go and see if you can become a manager or not. I mean, even Pep himself have to prove himself in La Masia in the under 23s first. It was only after that when they saw that, oh, there's something special with this guy, when they gave him the opportunity. It was the same thing with Zinedine Zidane. They didn't just go from being an assistant to become the main manager. I mean, has any of Wenger's assistant manager become a top manager? Has any of Sir Alex Ferguson's assistant manager become a top manager? I mean, just because you're a good assistant doesn't mean that you are a good manager. Maybe that's your role. Maybe that's your purpose. And I think people forget that.
I also think, I've been saying this for the past year, I also think it's because also fans like to hop on waves instead of saying what they actually think. Because if a lot of people actually look at situations and analyze it and then form their own opinion, you know what I mean? And not fall into the PR and fall into all these Abby accounts chatting crap. Listen, they're doing the fans a disservice. You know what I mean? Kenny Kent said it. You know what I mean? All these Abby accounts, they're doing the room in the football club, because what they're doing is that because they see they have 100K followers, they're going to think, oh, yeah, the guy that has 100K followers, he's correct. So if he's Arteta in, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah. No, you have to look at it. Look at the points. Look at the football. Look at where we are on the table. This guy cannot lead us anywhere. It's simple. It's there to see.
Relentless.
Listen, Arteta said... Okay. Yeah.
Can I just... Nitish, it was a question you wanted to ask.
So I wasn't the reason that I left was not because of that, the whole thing. I've had worse debates than this, and the one where it was, I think, So I'm not. It wasn't about that. But the thing is, again, I was saying one simple thing. I just got a minute to check one thing as well. Graeme Potter is similar to an extent to Unai Emery. His tactics
No.
on the pitch.
No,
Yes, he is.
no, no,
The thing.
I can
the
tell
thing-
you 100%.
Wait.
He is nothing like Unai Emery. I mean, maybe you missed, but
The thing-
I was
Yeah.
born in Sweden. I've seen Graeme Potter's teams. I know how he wants to play football. He is the
He's
opposite
smashing the
of
lights up, guys.
Unai Emery.
I was just
Graeme
finishing the
Potter
point.
likes to play possession-based football with a lot of triangles and fast movements. That is not how Unai Emery plays football. If you
I
look
was
at
just
his
finishing the
teams,
point about him changing his formations according to the opposition. I was talking about that part of things. I wasn't talking about the playing style.
It's a comment. I'm just saying that.
What is that comment? I'm here to give my testimony
wrote-
about.
Don't read it. Don't read it. Don't read it.
What even-
Don't
what is
fucking
that, man?
read it. I had this the last time. I'm
I don't get it. I don't get
No,
it. It is what it is.
no, just don't fucking read it.
It's a bot. It's a bot, I guess.
It's just some dippy.
No, so I was saying the similarity that he has to Unai Emery is that he keeps changing his formation according to either opposition or the playing style, according to maybe the situation or the players that he has. That is what Unai Emery was doing at Arsenal. I'm not saying exactly similar to Unai Emery with respect to, as you said, the playing style. I was talking about the changes in formation that you guys were mentioning as well. If he does that with Arsenal, our players are not good enough to cope with that week in and week out. Because we have seen that under Unai Emery already happening and failing, and they were getting frustrated. Unai Emery couldn't keep them happy because of that, and he lost the dressing room because of that same reason. Now,
well, I can tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Arteta changed formation more than Graeme Potter changed formation, if that's something you worry about. The reason why Graeme Potter has changed formation sometimes is because he managed Brighton and they don't have very good players. And at one point, they were losing a lot of games or drawing a lot of games. So he had to switch it up. But even if you look at when he was managing Östersund, when they were playing in Europa League, and this is a team where they were a bottom team in the second division, and he took them up to the first division out to Europe. And even when they were playing against the Spanish teams, the German teams, Stuttgart, he was still playing the way he wants to play his football, even against Arsenal.
Yeah, sorry, I'll just got to come to the comments. I've been missing a lot of comments, and I really do apologize. It's not like me to admit, but the chat has been going off, and it's been mad. And we've had 17 people at one point in here. So big up everyone who's been in here, and do smash the likes up. Right? I want to see about 30 to 40 likes on the video. Let's keep that going. It's brilliant stream so far. Potter won't let us six players won't let his players walk the pitch against the big six. Is that say in the chat? He's right about Potter. He hasn't managed a big club, but then he's compared for Arteta. Steven Arteta doesn't know his best 11, and he's a dinosaur. And it comes to tactics as well, and it's Conke's to blame as well as for appointed Arteta. Sounds like police in the background coming to pick up Lillard. Arteta that's talking amongst themselves. Just go and pick up.
I just wanted to add one more thing. The problem, even for Arsenal, this season hasn't always been keeping hold of the ball. We have had the ball, but we have been keeping it towards our half, and the problem has been creating in the final third. That is something that Brighton exactly has been facing as well. So if he does make the switch and the shift, and one of the reasons why he has been changing that formation side so many times is because he is having the same problem that we have, that Mope hasn't been able to fire this season, and he's trying to get him into the game and so that he can convert his goals and win games, which is the same thing that we have been struggling with Aubameyang as well. So that is one of the main reasons why he has been trying those changes in formation. But eventually it has not worked for him. And one last thing I want to add, last season there was a point where the media was reporting that Graeme Potter was about to get sacked from Brighton. They were looking at potential managers. Eddie Howe was one of the names that had come up, and they were about to sack him from Brighton as well. So that is it.
Right. Rira.
Yeah.
What do you want to say? What do you want to say, mate?
Wait. So you're saying Potter has not had any experience managing a big club, right? So what has Arteta done that validate Arteta? Why don't you validate Arteta then? So far you've been just chatting shit about Potter. Why don't you just stick up for your man? Give us a reason. Why is Arteta the man to take you guys forward? Because you are shitting on Potter, but look where he is. He's not relegation. He's not in a relegation battle. He's nowhere near. Give him what you have. Give him the talent, the quality you have at Arsenal. He will do miles better.
Wait, who is nowhere near the relegation zone?
Yeah, whoa. He was. Hey, come on. If he's that shit, he wouldn't last 2 seasons.
Where did he end up in the 2 seasons that he lasted though?
You see, whoa, man. If Potter was in charge at the start of this season, he wouldn't let the club sign Willian.
Good point.
Okay? He wouldn't let the club sign has-beens over the hill. Is it over the hill? Yeah, basically has-beens, club rejects. You take players from the big six and oh wow, but yeah, rejects. You're signing rejects from Madrid. Wait, maybe not Odegaard. Odegaard's on loan anyway. Yeah. Arteta is letting this happen. And you're calling him the manager to take you guys forward. Wow. Potter will make use of the under-23s. Like this King Sok Gambian Gunner. He mentioned the under-23s. Start from scratch. Bring in the under-23s. Win-win, because Kroenke is not going to spend money. And Potter is okay with that, for sure. He will not demand 100, 200 million to spend. So I see as a win-win.
Okay, so I want to ask you one thing. I'll just ask you a couple of questions. First question. Do you know how many signings we got in the summer transfer window?
A lot.
Wow, I can't count.
I could do that.
Oh yeah, you do the counting.
We did Suarez to a new deal. Luis to a new
Dennis
deal.
Suarez, yeah.
No, Cedric Suarez.
Cedric Suarez, sorry.
Cedric Suarez.
Cedric Suarez to a new deal. We got Luis to a new deal.
Pablo
Mari, he bought as well. He also don't forget, where's Cedric Suarez been for the last fucking 3 weeks? Could have used him on Thursday, but he's now probably our third choice centre back, right back. Though he picked him. We bought Willian, done fuck all for 36 games. 36.
Sorry.
So it's 36 games till he actually scores a goal. It's marvelous. We bought Partey, who's been off and on because he's been fit, unfit. Don't really know when he's not been fit. He's been played, and that doesn't help the problem. But you've then got Gabriel. That's another one. Oh, Runnison. That's a good one. Runnison's a fucking good one. Odegaard. I don't know what the fucking fuss is. I don't get what Matthew Ryan might be half decent. If we played the rest of these games, we might actually save buying a goalkeeper because we might realise we've got a good enough goalkeeper in Matthew Ryan.
Matt Ryan is at the end of his contract and he's leaving. He's leaving at the end of the season.
Oh, he's leaving us as well. Oh, great.
No, not us. He's leaving Brighton at the end of the season.
So we could get him on a free, and he could actually be. If we played in the rest of these 3 games tonight, Crystal Palace and Brighton and see if he's a good enough goalkeeper.
Steve,
I'll tell you what,
Steve.
we might actually have a good goalkeeper and might actually have done a
hold
better
on.
goalkeeper.
Steve,
The reason
my
I
point-
asked you about
But we have signed a lot of players to a new deal or signed, and we have. I'm sorry, these players that he keeps backing, Holding is another one as well. They're not good enough for Arsenal Football Club.
No, the reason I asked that question, is, so if anyone who knows that we got around 6 or 7 players in the summer transfer window, we had an option between 2 players where we got Willian. One was either you take Coutinho on a 10 million loan deal, which eventually Barca backed out of themselves because they needed Coutinho, or you take a Premier League proven player in Willian who was coming on a free transfer, was ready to take a wage cut, and he came to Arsenal because he was already in London. So the thing is, they went for the Premier League proven option, which has not worked out at Arsenal. They've not worked. It's not worked out well for him at Arsenal.
Why? I would have taken Coutinho, but we needed Coutinho to put him as a
Barca was asking for a 10 million loan deal per season.
So
that was the reason.
So we took the cheap option, didn't we?
He wasn't even able to get into the Barca team regularly. That is why they sent him to Bayern.
Man. Why don't he just not be a yes man and just actually go, no, we need Coutinho.
No, the thing is, that is what I'm trying to tell you. They went for the one who had proven himself in the Premier League and was still wanted by Chelsea. The only difference was Chelsea was ready to give him a 2-year deal. He didn't want it, and we gave him a 3-year deal.
Oh, bullshit. He wanted 3 years. We gave him 2.
Yes,
we could
exactly.
have done with him. We are done with him.
Chelsea didn't want to keep William. Let's be honest.
Please.
If they wanted to keep William,
I wasn't giving the extra year.
29 years old.
Look, we're gonna run this over time because I've got dinner to have and I've got another stream planned at some point as well. It's amazing.
Even forget about dinner. Dinner is not important. Let's continue with it.
Well, when you're a liver disease patient who struggles to put on weight, it fucking is. So, but do you know what? Actually, fuck it. We'll give it 10 more minutes. Go on. Give it 10 more minutes since I'm being nice.
Big up Steven, man. Now, I was just going to answer.
Make sure they smash that like button. And
I'm going to end it on this thing. I was
just going to answer Nitish's statement regarding Potter. I mean, the issue Brighton has had and the issue Arsenal has had is very different. Brighton has created a lot of chances, a lot of big chances. They just haven't had the quality of the players to execute it. We have lacked creativity. I mean, I think up until December, we were like the worst team in the whole English system. I think we were number 92 when it comes to created chances in the whole English system. I mean, it was that bad. I think people forget how bad we were up until December with this manager.
Whoa! And stop! I'm sorry, I've got to stop. Stephen, email just got through. YouTube. Congratulations. Your YouTube channel, SFeatleyTV, has been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program and is now able to monetize on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Come on!
Congratulations.
That's our biggest win of the season.
Something good comes out of this season, bro.
100%. I'm just happy that I'm on the
Steven, now you can profit off a loss, bro. Bro, Steven Lee Gunner, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone smash the like buttons if you want to hear that, boy.
That's wonderful news, man. I'm so happy for you. Big up, Steven. Big up each to every one of you that helped Steven.
Yes. Big
to
up
all the viewers, subscribers. Much love.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now Steven can get Ariana on the stream. He can now have Ariana.
Yeah, we can now afford her.
Money savings for that, boy. Look, I honestly, look. Anyway, I never thought I'd get this far. I came on here just to raise a little bit of awareness and a little bit of money. Like, But thanks to support from all of you guys, I'm here where we are now. And this is not mine. This is not mine. This is yours. This is your success for supporting me and our channel. This is your success. Right? So big up every single one of you that subscribed, and keep smashing that like button and keep hitting that subscribe button. We're on our way to 2K. Let's go.
Come on.
You should probably have a swear jar, and whoever swears and puts $1 into it.
He's gonna become bankrupt.
Especially when we lose today,
I'm gonna bankrupt myself.
Bro, if we lose today, it's gonna be mad, bro. Yo, if you lose today, you can actually profit off a loss, man. Come on.
Yeah, boy. I'm gonna get targeted by Simon Jordan next.
Bro, you might get canceled now, bro.
Oh, God,
bro, you're gonna be seeing Steven on Flipping Talk Sport, bro, going head to head with.
Yeah. You know, I'm just gonna call him you orange clown. Yeah. God.
So how long did it take for you to get that email?
I just got it today.
No, so like how long?
I don't know.
7 days? 10 days?
9. I'll did it on the 9th.
9. That's 3 days.
Oh, whose is that? Ooh.
I think it was Said.
Yeah, no, say
He was
anyway, what's good to see you getting your first stat. No.
Bring Wenger back, bro. Bring him back.
No.
Bring him back, bro.
Wenger
director
of football.
Yeah, fuck off, Daniel Weeks. Steven Featley's coming to buy him. Yes, fuck yes, let's go. Arteta, bye. You should already. Here's a paycheck.
See you later, bro.
There's it. I'll pay for your flight. Go back.
But if you
take some bios. Take.
But if you actually get
Nitish will be a great lawyer for you. You can take him for free.
No, but if you
Arteta can go to jail for flipping murder, but Nitish should get him out, blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you actually get Graeme Potter, they may be doing a Steven out rally later on, maybe.
We want Steven out. Say we want Steven out.
Yeah, no, I'll win the dollar, mate. So get out of it.
Yeah, but Steven will be in this fat ranch, bro. Just tell him to fuck off.
Look. Once this monetization start, we will start making sure that you know where the money's going to you, and we know that every bit of it's going. So don't worry about that. But I think that's a great thing to end on. So
I even started the trend now.
Oh, no.
Someone said Bio will be back.
No, I'm not having Iwobi back. Iwobi's a great talent. You keep him.
No, I get Iwobi for the vibes, bro. For the vibes, you know what I mean?
For the vibes, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna end it there. Big up to everyone that's in the chat. Big up to everyone that's liked, shared, and subscribed. And keep subscribing. We're on our way to 1.5k at least. And then further on from that. So big up my panelists as usual. Be on the post, Nitish. It's always heated, but it's always fair. As much as we argue, we've got a big up Relentless, big up Saeed who is in, Mike, big up Weira, DM me, and then I'll get you on tonight for the watch along.
Okay.
So yeah, until then, everyone stay safe, stay well. Oh my God, Xhaka! No! Buy Mbappe, boom.
Andrea Xhaka new contract, blood.
Yeah, no. You can get lost as well.
We'll probably end up selling them one of our worst players, like maybe if Dani Ceballos was our player, we would probably sell him to Liverpool.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, we'll speak to you guys. We'll see you guys later on at 6 p.m. Sorry, 6 p.m. for the
Chelsea.
No. It's the
that's at 8.
No, it's F1. No, it's F1 Legends episode 4. It's Ayrton Senna himself. We're talking about big one, big one. So yeah, make sure you check this later. Bye.
Later.